For generations, they have told you that this stone is the ultimate symbol of eternal love. They said it was rare, precious, and completely indestructible. They even convinced the world that the only proper way to prove your devotion was to hand over 2 full months of your hard-earned salary. But what if I told you that the most expensive rock sitting on your finger right now isn't actually rare at all? What if I told you that, geologically speaking, diamonds are actually one of the most common gemstones found on the planet? This isn't a story about romance or geology. This is the true story of the single greatest marketing trick in the history of capitalism. To understand the scale of the lie, we have to travel back to South Africa in the year 1870. The world was a very different place. Before this specific moment in history, diamonds truly were scarce. They were exclusively worn by Falling's queens and the ultra-wealthy elite. But then, miners in Kimberley hit the mother lode. They discovered massive volcanic pipes containing literally tons of diamonds, just waiting to be dug up. Suddenly, the market was flooded. With so much supply, the global price of diamonds was about to crash all the way down to zero. The British financiers and investors were absolutely terrified. They knew that if diamonds became common, they would become worthless overnight. Enter Cecil Rhodes, a ruthless businessman who realized that to save the industry, he didn't need to find more customers. He needed to control the rocks. He systematically bought out every single claim and every mine. He consolidated the entire supply chain under his steel-sword command. He created a corporate monster called De Beers, a single monopoly designed to own virtually every diamond coming out of African soil. His strategy was brutal but brilliant. Take all the new diamonds, lock them in deep underground vaults, and refuse to sell them. By releasing only a tiny handful of stones each year, he created artificial scarcity. The world thought they were rare, but the vaults were full. But by 1938, they faced a new crisis. The Great Depression hit, and Americans simply stopped buying useless shiny rocks. Desperate to save their empire, De Beers hired W. Ayer, a prestigious ad agency in New York, with a mission that seemed impossible. They didn't just need to sell a product. They needed to psychologically engineer a new social tradition that would last forever. They infiltrated Hollywood, paying movie studios to feature scenes where leading men proposed with massive diamond rings on the silver screen. They even sent lecturers into high schools across America to groom young girls into believing that a diamond ring was a necessity for marriage. And then, late one night, a copywriter named Mary Frances Geraghty scribbled down 4 simple words that would change the world. A diamond is forever. It wasn't a scientific fact. It was a slogan designed to stop you from ever reselling your ring. And that 2-month salary rule? That wasn't traditional etiquette. It was literally a marketing budget target set by the agency to maximize profits. But while the advertisements promised pure romance, the reality on the ground in the mining zones was becoming a humanitarian nightmare. In the 1990s, the monopoly's grip finally slipped, and local warlords seized control of the supply chains in war-torn regions. From Sierra Leone to Angola, diamonds became the currency of death, traded to purchase weapons that fueled brutal, decades-long civil wars. The world learned a new term, conflict diamonds. These were stones that had been literally washed in the blood of innocent civilians. The industry panicked again. They knew that if customers associated diamonds with peace genocide, the entire business model would collapse. They quickly created the Kimberley process, a certification scheme designed to assure you that your specific diamond was clean and conflict-free. But critics and human rights groups argue it was just another marketing trick, a rubber stamp to make Western buyers feel guilt-free. Because the truth is, once a raw stone is cut and polished, it is nearly impossible to scientifically trace where it actually came from. So maybe you don't care about the dark history. Maybe you view a diamond purely as a solid financial investment for the future. Let's try a practical experiment. Walk into a luxury jewelry store today and buy a diamond engagement ring for $5,000. Now, walk out the door, wait 5 minutes, turn around, and try to sell that exact same ring back to them. They won't give you $5,000. In fact, you will be lucky if they offer you $2,000 for it. Because jewelers know the secret. Diamonds are not rare assets like gold or silver. They are common retail inventory. Buying a diamond is just like buying a new car. The moment you drive it off the lot, it loses 50% of its value. The massive markup you paid goes to cover the store's rent, the staff's commission, and those expensive marketing campaigns. When you buy a diamond, you aren't investing your money. You are simply spending it on a depreciating asset. So here we are. We have a shiny rock that fuels civil wars, loses value instantly, and isn't even geologically rare. Yet we still buy them. We still kneel down on one's knee and offer them as a sacred promise of eternal commitment. It proves that the most powerful force on Earth isn't nature, and it isn't geology. The most powerful force is good marketing. Next time you see that sparkle, ask yourself, are you looking at a symbol of love or just a very expensive receipt?